Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me or check out my new website, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our path to our highest vibrational good. So this week, for our key to the week, we have the Sun card. What is the planet or the luminary that rules Leo? It is the Sun. There's something about your energy that is going to be invigorated this week. This is about you finding a new way to shine. Now, the fact that the Mars retrograde is trying your sign, right? And remember, my readings are for sun, moon, or rising. I tap into the energy of the sign, not specifically one type of that sign. So this is for your sun, your moon, or your rising, okay? And that Mars retrograde that's taking place is going to be trying the energy of Leo. So in some way, shape, or form, we are being reinvigorated. And remember, retrogrades are all about those re-words, redo, revise, research, but also reinvigorate. There's something about our energy this week that is going to be almost like given a little bit of an internal zhuzh, right? There's something about you that is going to rediscover your own brilliance. There's something this week that is going to remind you of who you are. And it's going to kind of say, you know what? I need to work on getting that spark to fan a flame now, or fan in the spark so that it can turn into a flame. There's something this week that is really asking you to tap back into your inner energy and start to remind people who you truly are, right? It's time for you to let yourself shine a little bit more and ultimately have more fun, right? Find a way to enjoy the lighter side of life because you do love it, whether you say you do or not, whether you're loud and gregarious like me about it or not. Leos love to enjoy life. They understand that it is here to be enjoyed, even if we are facing some kind of adversity. For your actions and options this week, you have the Two of Swords. This is reminding you this week, it's interesting that this comes up. You may very well be presented with a choice to, and this is going to sound really odd, but not make or break somebody else's, not make or break somebody else, but you could be presented with a choice this week where somebody says to you, well, what do you think about this? And you might feel that a lot hangs on your words this week. So my advice to you, or what I would say to you, is this week, choose your words very carefully, because whatever it is that you choose to say, whatever it is or whatever side you choose to align with is going to speak volumes. And the results of that, now I'm not saying it's it's going to be our fault, but the results of that could have far-reaching ripples. So this is a week for you to if you are going to say, if somebody says to you, you have to choose, us or them, just say, that's fine, I choose me. Right, it's a really quick, easy, clear way to kind of cut any of that kind of bullshit. Now, the other part of this is, on a personal level, this could be that you're presented with an opportunity this week. You could be walking through a specific door. You could be crossing a threshold this week. You could be getting an invite this week from maybe a person in a position of power, maybe somebody that is already in the limelight. This could be a week where if you have your own business, you get maybe a celebrity client, or maybe you get a shout out. And I'll tell you, the last time I gave a prediction like that was not too long ago. I think it was like maybe about 4 or 5 weeks. And I remember saying it, and I was like, and then nothing happened. And then one morning I woke up and I had an Instagram shout out from this guy who's got like 547,000 subbies. And I was like, wow, okay, that works for me. So it could be something like that as well. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily happen in the most obvious way. This could be that as well. If you are given an invite of some sort this week, it's going to be up to you to, for what you choose. But just know that it could have far-reaching ripples. For your communications and conversations, you have the Four of Pentacles. This week, What you're really being asked to observe is where it is that maybe you're stuck in your own ways. All right, so this week, whatever that invite is, whatever that new opportunity is, you could be getting in your own way. Maybe, you know, maybe you're doing the whole hermit thing, maybe you're doing the whole inner recluse thing, maybe you're, you know, I don't want to do that because I would have to travel here. You know, this week there's a potential for you to be offered something that could really change, you know, in the long run, could really change your life. It might not seem like much at the moment, and it might even feel like it's a bit of an inconvenience. But the truth of the matter is, whatever it is that's offered this week is going to highlight to you where you are stuck in your ways and where you need to get out of your own way in order to get to that next level. For our money and materials, we have the Magician card. This is great. So a powerful person, an ally, somebody that loves what you do, somebody that mentions you, somebody that puts you on or wants to present you in some way, maybe somebody that calls on you. And like I said at first, maybe it doesn't pay. Maybe the gig doesn't pay. Maybe, you know, they say to you, like, oh, I'd really like to feature you. And you're like, well, why? Do you know what I mean? Or maybe you have to travel to some obscure place in order to do it. I would say absolutely go for it, because maybe you won't get immediate gratification when it comes to the financial aspect, but the long-term ripples of what you're being offered at the moment could end up being above and beyond anything that you are aware of at this moment in time. What I would say to you is go for it, right? Absolutely. Even if it's an inconvenience, even if you end up having to catch a train to some really obscure place, or maybe you have to drive for hours on end to get there, or, you know, maybe it's on a day that you don't work, or, you know, whatever it is, it looks like it may take you out of your own comfort bubble. You want to go for this, all right? That's all I'm going to say to you. Now, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, you could be one of the lucky ones this week, right? You could be shining in a way, right? You could have more energy. You know, you could definitely be very gung-ho about your routines this week as well. So if you've got any of those, or there's something that you've recently implemented, you could find yourself really doubling down on it. You could find and you know, it will serve you well. And then finally, for your home and environment, because it's underneath that Two of Swords as well, this could be you making a decision for the long haul, or maybe setting yourself a specific goal about where you live or where you choose to live going forward. And then finally, for our love and relations, we have the Seven of Cups. So not a great card for love. If you're single, because you've got you've got the Magician card there, don't misinterpret the message with the messenger. All right, because this has happened to me once before, and I tell you, I wish I could have died and the ground swallow me whole in that moment, because I was so embarrassed. I'll tell you that story one day, but not today. So yeah, it's not a story for now, but yeah, I was so embarrassed. So yeah, you could, you know, maybe you're getting on with somebody that you meet, or this person that, you know, wants to work with you or collaborate with you in some way, shape or form, and maybe you get a little bit enamored with them. You might not necessarily be seeing, or maybe you might be seeing what isn't actually there. So tread carefully this week, because you're just not going to be thinking about it from the most rational of places. And it's important that you do, because you don't want to wreck an opportunity because, you know, you thought it was something else and actually it wasn't. You know, and it gets really awkward. That's one aspect of this. The other part of it, for those of you that are partnered, it looks like you and the partner might be vying for the top spot this week. Either that, or it looks like there's too much on your separate plates for you to really put into the collective. So it's gonna be about finding time to prioritize the relationship this week, and also finding ways to communicate exactly where you're at or what's going on with you. something to be aware of. And that Seven of Cups right underneath the Four of Pentacles. You might be having talks or conversations about money, about finances this week that maybe escalate really quickly, or maybe that's what's going to highlight to you where you're stuck in your ways, or where you aren't necessarily as yielding as you like to think that you are. It's just something for you to really consider this week, because it could get the better of you. All right, but all in all, it looks like a pretty decent week. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.